So welcome everyone in day 34, probably 35. So it's like a couple of days, and then the 40 days come to an absolute finale on Saturday. So that's great. Everything is like beautifully working out. So they're the first ones who send in some music. So it's going to be really pretty what we're going to do and listen to on Sunday, for Saturday evening for me then. But yeah, and so yeah, send in your things, your poem, do it before Friday so I can make something of it, and if necessary, support in some kind of way. But anyway, that's for later. That's not now. So today I want to, since I got the inspiration to start this series, the beginning of January, we start with the series Quantum Enlightenment. Which is quite a unique expression, because why would you call it quantum enlightenment and not just enlightenment? And now there's a teacher that always seems to be coming back to me, inspiring me, which is a master teacher. So he wrote an article, but actually a transcript of a video with quantum enlightenment. And so I love to look with quantum eyes to everything, because for one thing, you can teach waking up or coming to enlightenment with a Christian vernacular, like with Christian words, from the Christian tradition of enlightenment, you could say. But now more and more and more, there's the possibility to formulate this from the science point of view, from the quantum physics point of view. And not that makes any difference, except it is a different way of bringing it into words, say using different ways to look at awakening or enlightenment, if you want, from a perspective that brings you to an experience, like a quantum experience, which is an holy instant, is a quantum experience. What do you think that shifting from the horizontal to the vertical plane is? What do you think entering into the fourth dimension is? Is that a Christian activity? Not necessarily. Does it have to do with physics or with science? Yes, of course. Like, has everything to do with that too. So to move beyond time and space is what awakening is, you could say. It's like you get yourself, so to speak, you let yourself be taken out of three-dimensional thinking and experiencing by just not validating that any longer. Literally, you get the result of what you are thinking. We know this from the lessons too of A Course in Miracles, especially the first 50. That is your 50-step quantum resolution, you could say, where things start to dissolve, because you literally come into the quantum experience of things, no longer confirmed in matter or established in matter, but literally into the quantum field that is behind it. See, I love to talk like this, because basically it comes very close to the experience I have with it. That makes total sense to me. So that's why I use it. But today I want to use 2 paragraphs from this article just to bring in something, say that was the inspiration to use it like this. And so I got a lot to say today. And there's another one, and that is the preparation for the new tape group. It's like that's halfway January. But see, the inspiration came today. Basically, I woke up I woke up with the idea, my kingdom is not of this world. My kingdom is not of this world. And I had like, well, if I ever have to write a book, it might have that title, because I love that. My kingdom is not of this world. That's yeah, quantum physics also. But anyway, I came to look for if there's a book with that name. So I searched, and I suddenly found myself on a website where so it's like a Christian website, Dutch website, but it was in English. A professor, doctor, whatever, Susan was her name, she wrote an article about the kingdom of this world. So do you have like a political, function here with the Christian background that you have? Do you have a political political point to make here in this world? And the article went on and on and on, and I responded to it. So I was in conversation with her, which was actually lovely, because I wanted to. I not very often feel inspired to do this, but this time I did. So I made a comment and also wrote her an email and said like, hey, just want to get in touch and just see what happens. And then you see what happens. And this is really fundamental, of course, in the experience. Like, you have no idea where you find yourself in. It's like we are celebrating the time of Christ because we recognize that is happening in me. That is the real occurrence that takes place in me, which is it has no, like, it's unbelievable that is occurring. Now this, I recognized when I heard this so-called professor, which could write really beautiful and very precise with all the references into Bible and whatever is said by anyone at any time. But the thing was that in her response to what I sharing from experience, she started to open up a discussion about the ideas about it, the beliefs connected to it. And so that's where it stops for me. Like, of course, I want to continue offering her whatever, if necessary. But it's like, I don't talk from belief. I talk from experience. My kingdom is not of this world. Literally, like, this world disappears all the time. When I'm entering into an experience of my connectedness, when I let go of, when I release this world, I literally come into an experience of the quantum field that is like available right behind it. And so that makes all the difference, of course. Like, there's no arguing with that. It's my individual experience. It's not a belief. I literally see the world disappear. So that's interesting, but it was very inspiring to me. So I had like, okay, so my kingdom is not of this world is the name of the new tape group. And Joel, shares a lot about that too. And there are many tapes about it and lots of books in which he references to the idea of the kingdom of God is within you. Stop looking where it isn't. And it's right here. It's within you. It's not anywhere else. I and my Father are one. That is not, like, you cannot explain that in different ways. That is a fact. And if you're not in the experience of that, okay, of course, sure. Well, here's an offering of that experience. So anyway, these two occurrences were today, which is totally lovely. Now, coming back to quantum, the quantum and enlightenment, I want to share Master Teacher's script, because I was open to receive a way that we can take a look at the first 50 lessons in the first 50 days of the year. But this would be then the angle or the way that it comes. Quantum enlightenment, introducing the mind training of A Course in Miracles. Shall I just for a moment again attempt to teach ideas about A Course an idea of mind training that would show me the difference in what I want to believe about myself, and that new ideas about what I want to see can increase the fabric of light association in a continuing recognition of, say to me, a different place. A different place. The first thing I did in this idea about our association of time, I hope, was take away from you the idea that time itself will not finally resolve the conflict of the place that you're in. That's all I really did. This is so great because I read basically almost with the same words from Joel this morning in The Art of Meditation, exactly the same expression. So that was just so beautiful. Now what I want to do with you is offer you my certainty that in the matriculation, in the idea of structure, matriculation, in the idea of structure, in the idea of study, in the idea of teaching, there's a necessary part in you that must express and determine another alternative to this that's always available to you. Now, the recognition that the procedures of the offering I'm giving you are coming from a single universal mind may not for that moment be obvious to you. Look with me. And that's why you need the mind training, isn't it? In other words, if I'm determined to offer you a parallel universe of my identity with myself, I'm going to have to admit somewhere, beginning very early in the teaching, that the world that I am seeing out there is not who I really am. Now, see, that's what I mean. See, you can understand this. You have learned to listen to this language. How incredible is that? Like, you have no idea how far along the road you are if you can hear this and not run away from it and say like, this is ridiculous. No, this is wonderful. It's great stuff. So it's wonderful to read this. It's totally inspiring and so clear and bright and beautiful that it's like, yeah, let's start. Yeah, let's give this away in whatever way. How wonderful is this? How beautiful. So this is for you, obviously. But it's so beautiful how this all comes together, like one thing on the other. Like I started reading The Art of Meditation because I like, why, that's such a lovely book too of Joel. And then I read basically the same thing as what I just read from Master Teacher. So it's like, so it's coming from all directions. It's all pointing at exactly the same point in me, of course. So I start to see that everywhere. Now, that is really beautiful and lovely. So I just wanted to share that. So thank you for letting me do that. All right, now we're going to the meditation. And we have some recordings that came in French and German and miracles mirrored God's eternal love. To offer them is to remember Him, and through His memory to save the world. What we forgive becomes a part of us. As we perceive ourselves, the Son of God incorporates all things within Himself as you created Him. Your memory depends on His forgiveness. What He is unaffected by His thoughts. But what He looks upon is their direct result. Therefore, my Father, I would turn to you. Only your memory will set me free. And only my forgiveness teaches me to let your memory return to me and give it to the world in thankfulness. And as we gather miracles from him, we will indeed be grateful. For as we remember him, his Son will be restored to us in the reality of love.
Lektion 350. Wunder spiegeln Gottes ewige Liebe. Sie zu schenken heißt, sich an ihn zu erinnern und durch die Erinnerung an ihn die Welt zu erlösen. Was wir vergeben, wird ein Teil von uns, so wie wir uns wahrnehmen. Der Sohn Gottes, wie du ihn schufst, vereinigt alle Dinge in sich. Die Erinnerung an dich hängt von seiner Vergebung ab. Das, was er ist, ist von seinen Gedanken unbeeinflusst. Doch das, worauf er schaut, ist ihre direkte Folge. Daher, mein Vater, möchte ich mich an dich wenden. Nur die Erinnerung an dich wird mich befreien. Und nur meine Vergebung lehrt mich, die Erinnerung an dich zu mir zurückkehren zu lassen und sie in Dankbarkeit der Welt zu geben. Und während wir Wunder von ihm versammeln, wollen wir fürwahr dankbar sein. Denn wenn wir uns an ihn erinnern, wird sein Sohn uns zurückerstattet werden, in der Wirklichkeit der Liebe.
Reflète l'amour éternel de Dieu. Les offrir, c'est se souvenir de lui. Et par son souvenir, sauver le monde. Ce que je pardonne devient une partie de moi. Tel que je me perçois. Le Fils de Dieu incorpore toute chose en lui-même, tel que tu l'as créé. Ton souvenir dépend de son pardon. Ce qu'il est inaffecté par ses pensées, mais ce qu'il regarde est leur résultat direct. Par conséquent, mon Père, je voudrais me tourner vers toi. Seul ton souvenir me rendra libre. Et seul mon pardon m'enseigne à laisser ton souvenir me revenir et à le donner au monde en reconnaissance. Et seul mon pardon m'enseigne à laisser ton souvenir me revenir. Et je le donne au monde en reconnaissance. En recueillant des miracles de lui, nous serons certes reconnaissants, car en nous souvenant de lui, son Fils nous sera rendu dans la réalité de l'amour.